we in Bengal, when Sourav steps anywhere, there's so much adulation. He's a superstar, but he's also had his ups and downs, perhaps more than anybody. I mean, think of the Greg Chappell phase. How was he at home then? And what kind of support did you provide then? How you as a family backed him up in his times of trials?
It was a difficult phase, but we believed that he would make a comeback. We were confident in him, and he practiced a lot. Like, he used to go for running in the morning, practice in the nets in the afternoon, gym in the night. Like, he practiced like anything. He used to travel all around West Bengal playing domestic cricket, and it's not easy because he had already captained India for 6 years before that. So it was not that a youngster was doing it. It was like Sourav Ganguly doing it. So it was difficult, but we are happy that he could achieve what he did. Thanks to
life speaking.
I'm someone who doesn't take things back home, and sport is a challenge. Every good thing in the world, or every high pressure thing in the world, or everything which has attention, which people want to do it, will have ups and downs because somebody else wants that place. You take it from anyone, the topmost businessman in the country, the best sportsman in the world, the chief ministers of the state, the prime ministers of the country. With high profile jobs, it comes pressure and it comes competition, and you have to deal with it. You have to find a way to deal with it. And if you feel that competition is going to bow you down, you'll not survive at the job. So when that happened in 2005, it was tough because, as an athlete, as a cricketer, all you could do is score runs. That's what was in your control, and you couldn't do more than that. And as that period went through, you realized that it was a bit more than just scoring runs, because I was scoring test match hundreds, I was going to Ranji Trophy cricket, getting 100, I was told I wasn't fit, then I was asked to show my fitness test, I got 150 and picked 5 wickets in the same game. So I was doing it, but there is no option to it. You just have to wait for your time. In life, everything is time, and you got to catch hold of it. When I played my first test match at Lord's in '96, I got 100 on debut, 100 in the next test as well at Nottingham. If I missed that test match, I probably wouldn't have played again. So everything in life is about standing up when it is required, and actually it made me a better person after I went through that. It was an eye-opener. Before that, from '95 to 2006, that was early 2006. The graph was only up. I never missed a series. I was captain of India for 6 years, and the world was at my feet. And then suddenly you didn't find yourself in the team. Not many captains in world cricket would actually go from not being captain to not even be finding a position in the side. You look at MS Dhoni. He's not the captain of the Indian team, but look at the way Virat Kohli looks after him, and look at the way they go about the job. So it was tough, but it made me a better person. I once met Imran Khan in Lahore during that period, and he was actually following Indian cricket, and we have a fantastic relationship, Imran and myself. We don't keep in touch, but whenever we speak, he said something to me which I always remember in life. He said, when you fly and you see dark clouds, you find a way to fly higher. And I remembered those words during that period. I trained hard. I used to come to Eden Gardens. One day I got so angry because I wasn't getting picked, and I did not know the reason of not getting picked, because I was scoring runs everywhere around the world. In those 10 years, I scored more runs than Sachin did in one-day cricket. 10,500 runs in one-day cricket in 10 years, and that's a lot of runs. And I never got picked in one-day cricket, so I didn't know what to do. So I was so angry, I just started running at Eden Gardens. We used to go there and train. Yeah, it was about 2006, and I kept running. I kept running and running and running till I finished 21 laps. And the last 6 or 7 was just out of anger, to find a solution to do things. But when I came back and played for those next 3 years, and I finished in 2009, as I announced my retirement, I remember at lunch, Sachin came up to me and said, "Why did you take such a decision?" I said, "I had enough, and I don't want to play anymore." He said, "This is the best I've seen you play in the last 3 years. The last 3 years were the best you've batted in your career." So, in life, when you get tested, when you get rejected by everyone, or when you get pushed aside, you actually get the best out of you. And I always say that to every professional or every aspiring person who wants to do well in life, is that so we all want in life as people to put an arm around us, people to come up and say, you've been brilliant, you're doing well, your good times will come. But sometimes when there is nothing around, and when it's a tough situation, you know you can't get it back easily, you actually play the best to do the best. And I've seen that in my cricket career, and it's been a learning curve. So every time I go through a tough situation, because life's all about that, you know, every day you don't wake up and get the best or do the best. No, because you have had enough. And the reason is not because you've had enough playing the sport, it's because you've had enough of getting selected all the time. It's not easy.
All the time.
Dropped, selected, that's part and parcel of sport. You know, you look all the best players in the world in team sport. You know, you look at Diego Maradona. When he finished, he could have still played. You know, you look at Rahul Dravid. When he finished in 2011, that year he got 300 or 400s and he finished. In sport, you have to make way for someone else, especially in team sport. As I said, in individual sport, you can carry on. Look at Sampras. You know, I saw Sampras, I beg your pardon, Roger Federer 3 years ago at the Wimbledon. I had gone to watch the Wimbledon final, and he was playing Rafael Nadal. He lost. He lost, and as someone who doesn't understand that sport so much, but just watches it because of the quality, I could see Roger Federer slower than Nadal. And I came back home and I said to Donna that, you know, it's hard to see such a champion fall behind. If it was a team sport, gone. You know, somebody else would have come in, a younger player would have come in and gone forward. But he went back. He went back to Switzerland. He worked hard on his fitness. He became better, and he came back and won Wimbledon. So I am a firm believer in sport that it's never over till it's actually over. Till you think it's actually over, it's not over. So that's the way it is, and that's the way team sport is.